Hello everyone! Today I'm going to talk about the elemental runestones, the Jotun boss, and the Stone Jotun Temple. Note that this video will contain spoilers, so if you wish to explore the world of Aska on your own, now is the time to turn off this video. Still here? Good, let's proceed. Some time ago, I descended upon the 4 bosses of these lands, destroyed their camps, and took their elemental artifacts. Now it is time to see what we can use them for. In the building menu category 9, we find all unlocked elemental runestones. Each of these requires a different artifact that drops from the bosses of the 4 enemy races. We are going to go ahead and build all 4 of them in one go. There we go. All 4 runestones are built. You can tell which one is which by looking at the color of the artifact in the middle of it. On the map, you also see the different icons that tell you what type it is. You can only build one of each type. They also give 25 area desirability each. Let's take a look at what we have here. We have 1 altar at each runestone, we have 3 sitting spaces, and we can assign 1 worker. The fuels used to keep the altars burning is resin or fish oil. You get fish oil from harvesting fish and processing the blubber that they drop. You process the fish blubber by going to a cooking house, putting it in together with water, and cooking it. When done cooking, we are gifted with fish oil. Back to the altar. The way it works is that the worker will light the altar and start making a beautiful dance. As you can see, we now have activated the water runestone buff. This is a passive blessing that goes out to every villager and every player on the map for as long as the ritual is ongoing. When we keep on doing rituals, we are going to be earning skills in shamanism. Any participant in the ritual will get a 6 minutes buff on top of the passive one. Each of the runestones give different passive and active buffs. This is one of my villagers. They have the passive buff because the ritual is going on, but have also been gifted with the 6 minute buff on top of it. Every now and then, you will need to add some fuel to continue making rituals. I am going to assign a worker so that we can take a look at the buffs. When sitting down at a runestone, even when no ritual is going on, you get a happiness increase. This is how it looks when you are sitting down at the ritual. You have the passive extra buff for sitting down, you have the passive buff that is given to everyone, and you have the 6 minute buff that is given after you have participated in a ritual. When any of the rituals are ongoing, you will notice that you have 3 stars filled out in that proficiency that is boosted. Let us take a look at all the buffs we get from the runestones. When the fire runestone is active, we receive a strength buff. On top of that, the following proficiencies are boosted: cooking, blacksmithing, and firekeeping. That means that these skills will level up faster while this runestone is active. The earth runestone gives a health increase. The skills boosted is woodcutting and stone cutting. It also cures colds. The air runestone boosts dexterity. Skills boosted is ranged combat and gathering. Lastly, the water runestone also boosts dexterity. Skills boosted are melee combat. It also reduces thirst. All of these can be active at the same time. These buffs are amazing, but you also need to consider something. If you use these, your workers will level up faster and also gain in tiers. Gaining in tiers will make them want to eat better food. If you don't have enough food of the highest tiers, they are going to get unhappy. So you should use the runestone buffs strategically. Remember that each of these also requires fuel, so if you have them working 24/7, you will run out of resin or fish oil. I personally don't use runestones very often. That is to save on resources and also to not boost my villagers to tier 4 too fast. I will give you examples when I actually do use these. When I prepare for a winter invasion and have assigned new workers to become warriors and archers, I do use the air and water runestone to boost their leveling. When I am going to fight hard enemies or have my winter invasion, I activate the fire and earth runestone for the strength and health buff. We are now moving on to the big baddie of the main island, Mr. Stone Jotun. On the map, you will find a big area that is devoid of trees and enemies. It is called the Stone Jotun Arena. You can see it from far away because of these stone structures that are placed around it. In the middle, we have a summoning altar. Here we have to put in 5 Jotun blood to activate and summon Mr. Jotun that is kinda lying around here in shambles. So let's do it. Mr. Jotun has more abilities than any of the previous bosses. He has a couple of weak spots on his body that will take increased amount of damage if hit. If you like archery, you should aim for those spots to do extra damage. Melee weapons like swords do not do any damage to Mr. Jotun's body. For that, you need to use pickaxes. The weak points can be attacked with a sword as well. His minions, on the other hand, really don't like the sword. He will sometimes grab into the ground and will summon a beam of light that follows you around. After a little bit, a rock will fall from the sky and knock you over. The rock that is thrown on your head can either summon a stone golem or a Jotun shard. He will periodically also fist the ground that will summon a blue circle around you. After a couple of seconds, it will erupt, dealing a little bit of damage but also giving you a debuff. As long as the Jotun shards are up, they will buff the enemies, so you want to destroy them when possible. The general tactic is to make sure to deal with all the minions so you don't get overrun, but also use the blue shards to your advantage. When you destroy them, a little blue Jotun blood will fall on the ground. It will start blinking, and after a little bit of time, it will explode. If the boss is close to it when it does, that will stun the boss, which gives you room to get close and attack him. You can also pick up the shard in order to activate its explosion faster. If you are a little bit tactical, you can also guide those red beams into the Jotun shard so that it takes damage from them. When he gets into melee range, he will try to punch or stomp you, which doesn't do much damage but knocks you over. As you could see, Mr. Jotun has a lot of health. In order for the fight not to take a whole day, you should aim to use those blue shards to stun him when able, so that you can use a pickaxe on his weak points. Or if you prefer ranged, you can attack him from afar. When Mr. Jotun reaches half of his health, he will suddenly collapse and lose his legs. He will try to hit everyone with his fists, and every now and then he will make a turnaround. I will be frank and say that our warriors and archers really suck at fighting Mr. Jotun. I invited one person to come and help out. If in doubt, always bring friends. When Mr. Jotun is defeated, he will explode into a lot of Jotun shards and some stones. If we now go to the building menu category 9, we find the Stone Jotun Temple. To build this is almost as big of an achievement as defeating the boss, as it's ridiculously expensive. Nevertheless, we are gonna build it. After one day of building, the Stone Jotun Temple is complete. The Jotun Temple will unlock an achievement, and the structure itself gives 100 area desirability. The description says that it fuels mythical artifacts, but currently the Jotun Temple does not do anything apart from looking cool. This concludes my walkthrough of the elemental runestones, the Jotun boss, and the Jotun Temple. Thank you for watching.